Yate Shike Dosa Dene, Remy Ishia, Shihin Dishle, Manamani Bashas Chi, Specifana Dashi Chain, Base Bachai Dashanella, Zitlajin Denasha. My name is Remy and I come from Black Mesa, an area of the Navajo reservation that was home to one of the most dangerous strip mining operations in the world. And so in terms of colonization, these issues that are brought up, genocide, the disappearance of our relatives, put in cages, some as young as infants at the border, the quote-unquote so-called border. So a lot of the opposition to this type of art, I think, really is a reflection of the people here that still don't understand history. There's 100 to 140 million of us that aren't here anymore due to colonization, racism, and genocide. And so what this wall depicts is another indigenous struggle from our brothers and sisters in Palestine, where they're relegated to open-air prisons, like the West Bank, like Gaza. And if you look at some reservations here, it has the same effect in terms of imprisonment. The struggle initially started with the city's allocation of a 3-by-5 foot sign, and that was what we were given in terms of what Jeffrey Haas and a lot of organizations that were trying to advocate for the rights of Palestine and the people that live within the country. And so that wasn't enough, I guess, for the people, the racists that were here. They decided to take knives to the images of children, Palestinian children. And so taking the resistance outside of the predetermined borders is something that indigenous people, we don't recognize and we don't honor. We have no borders on our land. And so expanding it to this wall itself was a way to show that, you know, the people that make decisions about what is historic on Tewa land, I hope those are Tewa people. You know, we have a city council meeting on the 25th at 6 p.m. where we're invited to give our public testimony. And so I hope that I'll see a lot of you there, some of those folks that helped put up the wheat paste, a form of street art, a form of resistance that has never asked for permission, and nor will it ever. And as indigenous people on our own land, we should embody that as well, because this is our land. This is Tewa land. This is indigenous land. And so this is for our people in Palestine. We recognize you. Your names are on our walls here. Fawzi Al-Junaidi, Faris Ode, Muhammad Al-Dura. And we have a new one that we invite folks to go ahead and look at as well to get educated, because these aren't manipulation of photos. These are just picked from the internet. So the names on each one of these pieces has a history behind them. And so I challenge you and anybody else who has an issue with some of these images of indigenous resistance to do the homework yourself, educate yourself, make your own decisions. And so I want to thank everyone that came out in support. I never thought this would be like this, but I'm glad that, you know, we have this opportunity to voice our opposition to what is known as, I guess, art here in Santa Fe, which is pretty sad. But what I see here is a thirst for street art, a place where we can go ahead and post anything, anywhere. And so this being Santa Fe, second only to New York in terms of art, we shouldn't have to explain this medium. We shouldn't have to explain these images, these messages, because it's us. It's our land. And so, thank you all. Yeah.